Hello everyone, Old Man Kim here, back with another review of a video game that I played last year. Today, I would like to talk about the granddaddy, the GOAT, Diablo 3. Diablo 3 is a dungeon crawling looter. Basically, you walk around, you kill stuff, you pick up better weapons and armor to help yourself, and you do that forever until you get bored with the game or you create another character. But basically, that's Diablo. Diablo is a quintessential staple in the genre, mostly of PC games. PC is where Diablo got its big push. But it has been brought to consoles since it is that popular. I have two copies, one copy for the Xbox One and one copy for the Nintendo Switch. And it's amazing that it took me this long to get into the game. Now, I mostly play my Switch copy. I don't really play my Xbox copy that much, mainly because the Switch copy lets you play on the go. But it is amazing that a game from 2012 could be ported to the Switch and have sales that I expect are pretty darn good, especially since most people buying the game are double dipping into their copy, seeing as it's nearly, I think it's an over 8-year-old game at this point. But it's the game that you know and love. If you've never played Diablo before, it's exactly what it looks like. You make a character from a preset build. Again, you kill enemies, they drop stuff, you put on the better stuff, kill harder enemies. But the game does a good job of pacing itself. You control the difficulty for the most part, so you control when you want to try for harder stuff or for better loot. And the pacing, I think, is really good for those who have the patience to stick through the dozens and dozens of hours that it's going to take to grind for good gear. They're still adding things to the game. Diablo 3 has seasons in which you can make a seasonal character, and there are certain bonuses and buffs to any characters made during that season. And it's fun to use your old characters in slightly new, different ways. They also continue to add armor sets to the game to give new or old characters new play styles. It's pretty in depth. It's not as numbersy as you'd expect it to be for a game full of numbers. Basically, your numbers add up, and the more numbers you can stack on top of numbers, the better it is. So it's not super technical in that aspect. Unless you're talking about very in-game stuff, you're always going to be just finding better stuff or looking for better stuff. So the grind kind of perpetuates itself. The game does look a bit dated. Again, it's a game that came out in 2012, and it's running on the Switch with no problem. So that should tell you everything you need to know. But again, until Diablo 4 comes out, and I'm pretty sure it still doesn't have a release date. I think it has a release window. We should see it next year, maybe. Until Diablo 4 comes out, this will be the quintessential dungeon crawler. There are others out there. I believe Torchlight, Minecraft Dungeons is a good kind of baby's first Diablo. If you need some Diablo without such dark themes, because it does have very dark themes in the game, and the game itself is very dark for the most part. Soundtrack-wise, some music is better than others. Some stages have bare bones sound, others have this great orchestral sound. But for the most part, you're just going to be hearing demons getting slaughtered over and over again. It's a game that I can play without any sound on, just running around doing my thing while listening to music, listening to an album, or listening to a YouTube video or something like that. But it's a game that I advise everybody who's kind of bored and wants to sink a lot of time into a mindless game. It does have a story, but the story is, secondary to what the actual gameplay is. And I don't have any idea about the story. since I don't really care about Diablo lore that much. But all in all, it's a very fun game. I give Diablo 3 an A, and I'll see you tomorrow.